Last time, Chisa unexpectedly discovered that the person Otoya was interested in was actually Iori. Meanwhile, Azusa asked Iori if it was really alright to let Chisa and Otoya spend time alone together. Iori believed Azusa was overthinking it. Just as Chisa returned, Iori asked what she and Otoya had talked about. To his surprise, Chisa immediately became tense and said it was a secret she couldn't share with Iori. This made Iori suspect that things were indeed developing in the direction Azusa had guessed. Beyond feeling shocked, Iori admitted that he mostly felt the way one would upon learning their younger sister had received a confession. Unexpectedly, Hohei overheard this and mistakenly thought it was Shiori who had been confessed to. He declared that if that were the case, they must carefully evaluate the suitor. If unqualified, they should be driven away immediately. If qualified, they should be eliminated right away. After saying this, he ran off to prepare his tool. Sakurako also noticed something unusual between Otoya and Chisa. To prevent Otoya from being taken by someone else, she demanded that Iori find a way to interfere. Iori's actions quickly caught Chisa's attention. Seizing the chance to test Iori's attitude toward Otoya, she pulled him aside to the balcony. However, Iori misunderstood. Thinking Chisa was angry at him for interrupting her conversation with Otoya, he completely missed the point of her questions and accidentally blurted out his true thoughts, deepening the misunderstanding between them. Chisa even began to suspect that Iori might actually be interested in that. She wanted to subtly ask about his preferences but ended up asking whether he liked breasts. Thinking her question had some deeper meaning, Iori pondered for a long time before replying that he only liked the right one. Frustrated by this baffling answer, Chisa decided to simply call Shiori and ask her directly. But Kohei chose that moment to show up again, announcing that it was finally time to put the person who had stolen Shiori away on trial. The commotion between the three was clearly visible to Otoya and Sakurako, who were resting inside the shop. Sakurako thought Iori was surrounded by strange people and that even she became unusually rough when around him. Otoya, however, believed it was because Iori had an incredible ability to make others feel accepted around him. Everyone could safely show their true selves. Noticing the look of admiration on Otoya's face when he mentioned Iori, Sakurako suddenly realized that the person Otoya really cared about might actually be Iori. This discovery greatly annoyed Sakurako, and she intensified her efforts to make Iori suffer. Still, for reference, she asked Iori how he would pursue Otoya if he were in her position. Iori said he might try a direct approach. Sakurako thought Iori's method was completely unworkable. She believed she should use her feminine charm to win Otoya over instead. Iori retorted that Sakurako's previous swimsuit tactic hadn't worked at all. Sakurako conceded that Iori had a point and told him to quickly think of another plan. In return, she promised to introduce him to other girls. This instantly boosted Iori's motivation. Deciding that two heads were better than one, he brought in Kohei and the others as consultants. Sakurako was skeptical and asked if Iori didn't have more reliable people. Iori said he had asked Azusa too, but she couldn't make it due to a last-minute issue. From Takeda, Sakurako learned that Otoya had once mentioned he liked people who could eat and drink heartily or casually play the guitar after coming ashore. Sakurako understood this probably just meant Otoya liked straightforward, easygoing personalities. However, the literal-minded Iori actually went and fetched props to demonstrate. When Sakurako doubted him, Iori decided to give a personal demonstration. Unexpectedly, Iori's behavior made Otoya think he had hit his head and damaged his brain. Through this series of misunderstandings, Otoya actually became more concerned about Iori, which annoyed Sakurako even further. Just then, the restaurant suddenly welcomed a large influx of customers, and Otoya immediately threw himself into his work. Watching Otoya handle his duties with ease, Sakurako found herself even more attracted to him. At that moment, Sakurako's friends happened to visit the restaurant. They asked about her progress with Otoya, suggesting that since Sakurako only liked his looks, she should just confess directly. If she failed, she could always move on to the next target. Not wanting to lose face, Sakurako took her friend's advice. As expected, Otoya did not accept her confession. She returned to her friends and pretended to be carefree, saying she could now go hunt for other handsome guy. After work, Sakurako noticed Iori had waited for her specifically. She mocked him, asking if he really thought she'd be depressed over something so trivial. She only liked Otoya's appearance and didn't have real feelings for him. But Iori questioned whether liking someone only for their looks meant the feelings weren't genuine. What truly mattered varied from person to person, didn't it? Sakurako told Iori not to act like he understood her and teased him for using beer to comfort a girl, telling him to go buy her a different drink instead. While Iori turned away, Sakurako leaned against his back and began to cry. She demanded that no matter what, he was not allowed to turn around. The next day at work, Sakurako had regained her energy. She threatened Hitori to forget what had happened the previous day and handed him the ticket she had stolen earlier along with a gift, asking him to give them to Korohei for her. After work, Hitori suddenly received a text from Aina, asking if he would like to see a movie with her alone over the weekend. Sakurako's presence seemed to have sparked a sense of urgency in Aina, prompting her to take the initiative with Hitori. Will things develop in the direction she hopes? Follow my channel to be the first to know about the new episode's plot.